I want to pick up where I left off in my last video and continue discussing some of the realizations I came to that have led me to want to start creating content on this channel. To recap, I had been placed in a situation, and I do believe that I was placed there, where I was asked to talk about and articulate my values, my thoughts and beliefs about the world, and just why I held those viewpoints. Much to my ego's chagrin, I discovered that I was so philosophically and morally shallow that I couldn't come close to forming a cohesive line of logical thought. I was living inside a hollow shell of calcified delusion, and I had no way to defend or even describe my thoughts in any way. Every one of my beliefs fell apart after about 2 questions. Just a simple why was all it took for me to stall out at a dead end in my own thought processes. So what was I missing? Where did I get so off base? And why could I not think clearly about anything that I said that I believed in? To find these answers, I had to begin a journey of self-reflection and discovery, one that I'm still on to this day. But I had to start digging into the why I thought the way that I did. I thought I understood a lot about the world, but clearly something was off. And I had to ask myself, what does it mean to understand anything? To understand something means that there is a set of information present within anyone's thoughts which allows for them to deal with any subject matter or thing to the degree that they can accurately and readily articulate that information. I like to think of like a scaffolding that's been holding up a structure. We see it in construction sites all over the place. That architectural system stands underneath the structure in its core, and it provides the necessary support so that the building doesn't fall in on itself and is then destroyed. In the same way, our perception of anything must, by nature, have a similar support structure. Otherwise, we risk the implosion of our particular paradigm regarding any set of information, leading to ignorance at best, or at worst, a complete outward/inward destruction and chaos. It's one thing to not know enough about something. We're all capable of growth, and it's abundantly important that we remain humble so that we can identify areas in life where we need to gain more knowledge. But what about when you've been blinded to your own ignorance and have been actually convinced or even encouraged to believe that your ignorance is like a legitimate level of understanding? How would you even know this to be the case? This is what I mean when I say that most people do not live with a truly accurate perception of reality. The environment in which we live is designed in such a way that it's as if any scaffolding we may be building that's helping us understand the world is being systematically and deceptively altered and changed, even as we're attempting to build upon the things that we may have thought to be true. This then begs the question, is any of what we think we understand actually reliable? And then, are there any tools that we can use to check that our scaffolding is structurally sound? So, this is going to be a journey that exposes some people to new ways of viewing the world, and very likely others to ways that you've heard about before and maybe were upset by or offended by, and that emotional response led you down the path that has placed you where you are today. Now, while this can be difficult to deal with, I believe it's one of the most important roads to take in life. This self-reflective discovery is one that I'm currently still on, and I hope that these videos serve as a call to others to want to dig deeper within themselves and see where they're missing or lacking any level of understanding about reality. I encourage you to take on your own learning with everything you have. Don't stop asking questions, and always aim for the truth. Getting back to my own experience, what I had to come to understand was that there has been a systematic and directed psyop taking place all around me. This programming, that's highly sophisticated, has been taking place in society for decades now, if not longer, and it had worked like a charm on little old me. The truth of where I was bleak, for sure. I was in my mid-20s, arrogant and incredibly lazy, with an apathetic elitism that would qualify as extreme, to put it mildly. But the trouble was that I was blind to the presence of my own delusion and all of the ways that it was being caused. And then, just at the time where I needed the most help, an amazing thing happened, and I thank God every day for the way things went down. I met a person who actually cared for me, and who deeply wanted, to tell me the truth about who I was and what was going on. The real truth, and not some filtered version of another delusion that would have given this person some feigned type of control or power over me, but the way that things really were, and really are. Also, I was in a place where I was able to hear what was being offered to me, which I don't think can be overlooked, and nor should it be. And this isn't that I wasn't in a place or that I had never been offered truth in my life before this. I just happened to be in a place where my heart was open to hearing it. So by being confronted with the truth of my own ignorance and my out-of-control arrogance, I was given a choice. I could take it, and I could filter it through that programming that I had used to build up the facade that I was living under, virtually guaranteeing that I would continue along in what felt like a relatively comfortable day-to-day life. Or I could tell the truth and admit that I was in a great deal of pain and I didn't know why, and that I felt completely out of control and had no real way to stop that feeling, or to know what to even begin to look for to try and understand what was causing it. There is a great deal to discuss about all that's held within the implications of seeing the truth of things regarding my own personal state of being. And I hope to dive into much of that in the near future. But for now, I want to focus on what it meant for my ability to accurately understand the world, and how I'm now able to live day to day pursuing freedom from the mechanisms of control and the entities that are seeking to keep us all asleep to their evil agenda of total domination of the world. Yes, I do mean that, and yes, it is scary, and that is exactly what they want. For us to live in so much fear and doubt that we give up all of what we have that's sacred to us. This is one hell of a daunting thing, and yet it's a fact that we all have within us the capacity to wake up to the truth and stand firmly against that great evil that's working in the world. We've all been offered a way to have that power, and I believe that we're all called to guard our hearts and our minds against all of the malicious designs that are present. Now, this is my deeper aim with this channel. My focus will be directed towards media in all of its forms. These videos will wind through many areas, and my hope is that we can all come together to see the things of the world more clearly, so that we may rise up to the responsibility of choosing to live as freely as we possibly can.